So we're about to head out and knock out 2 or 3 quotes this afternoon. Rick knocked out some yards this morning, so I'm gonna throw down my computer right there. But Rick knocked out, speaking of, might not want this check to blow away. There we go. So we're gonna knock out some yards this morning. I'm going to go ahead and try to throw on this little mount piece onto this trailer real quick. So this is kind of that extension adapter that I was showing yesterday. So when you put it on, you literally just plug it into the back. So plug it in there, and you kind of got to line up the prongs. Let's see. There we go. And then just plug it up right like that. And then you can see it converts your 4-prong into a 7-prong. So you can see it's only got the metal pieces for a 4-prong, but it'll work with our 7-prong adapter on the trailer. So now we've got that hooked up, we should be able to run and get a tag for that trailer now where we can start using it. But Joey's been real sick yesterday and today, so hopefully he'll be better by tomorrow and be able to kind of start working some. I was looking, we've still been hitting like 15, 16 an hour for the guys have been for their labor on P4P. So we're still doing pretty good, even though we aren't super busy. So it's working out good so far. We've got a lady who wants us to do a quote to grade out her property, and then another guy that wants a quote to do some landscaping. I sent out 2 quotes this morning, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get some of them closed and be able to knock it out. So here's this first property out here. We're going to kind of draw up a plan for some ideas for around the house landscaping. The customer doesn't really know what he wants for sure, and somehow we got schedules confused. So we're just going to take a look at it, kind of get him an idea. You can see that this grass around here is dead. I'm assuming it's kind of what they're looking at shape-wise for a landscape bed. And so it's our first quote. We're supposed to come back and meet him around 4. So you can see another company in town is out there clearing the lot, and they've got a giant fire built up. So I can feel the heat of the fire all the way over here, but they got that fire built up, so they're out here getting that done. But we're looking around here. I don't really know too much of what he's looking for, so we'll just have to meet him tonight. But this will kind of give us a rough idea. Maybe we can draw up like some plants and stuff. So this is the first property. Something else that I need to quote is for, remember to quote for the person, there's someone called and wants a tree planted in honor of his brother's wife that passed away. So remember to look up and kind of find what would be a good tree to plant for them. He's looking for something around 8 foot tall, and we'll send him a quote for that. So this is our first quote. Moving on to the next one. So we're going to have a French drain coming out from that side, so it'll kind of have a downspout either there or in the front of the house. And then the French drain will run along here, along the front of this walkway into the side. And what that is going to keep from happening is the water washing back down. Because looking at the grade, we're going to have to bring it down like 2 foot here. And so it's going to be really hard to solve your issue with just grading. So we're going to have to put some drainage in the backyard. The front yard should be okay. We should be able to kind of grade it out to the side and grade it out to the front. But we can't do that in the backyard just because of the slope of the property. And so what we're kind of recommending is just to put a French drain along here and to drain out to the side. And we do that on a lot of properties and areas where this happens, and so that's just what we would recommend, and that's kind of what we quoted there for you. So what we're going to be doing here is we're grading, she wants from the house graded out to the road. You can kind of see there's a hill here, a good bit of a mound. So we're pricing out to bring in a stand-on skid steer, and we're going to run it through here, flatten all this out and grade it out to the road where you'll have clean runoff here. And then we'll also be bringing a French drain from the back corner back there, and we're going to bring it around the walkway all the way out, and it'll drain out to this side somewhere. We may just have it drain out a piece here and just kind of drain out into the yard and then run off a backflow there. I don't know for sure. We'll kind of have to see once we start grading everything out on the property. So that's the backyard. We'll grade and level that, but we can't really grade it too much because it'd have like a 2-foot drop off. So we just presented to the customer that we'll have a French drain installed there. Here, we'll need to dig this down and grade it out. We'll need to get a dig permit because I see some wires here. It looks like they've already kind of started working on some stuff. But dig this out, level it all out. And then we also presented to install 8 pallets of sod on the property, but they said that they'd like to just have that as an optional line item just in case. So we've got some plumbing pipes here. We've got, let's see, what's this? All right, so there's their sewer main right there. So we don't need to hit either of those. It looks like their sewer main may not be. All right, so it looks like their sewer main was just actually hooked up there, and then we need to come in and grade all this out. So that's the quote. We've got a day with 3 people budgeted, or 3 days with just one of us. So that's kind of what we would propose, and that labor is not including the sod installation. So with sod and everything, it'd come out to be about $4,200-$4,500. Let's see if I can get this light turned on. So I've been working on another poem, and I can read it to y'all. So this one took me 10 minutes to write. Work as if the mystery man is every day doing all he can, fighting for your worldly heart. He knows he can trap us in the dark. Temptation he hangs before us, acts as if the world ignores us. We fight the invisible enemy, feels as if he lives inside of me, in front and behind, trapped inside my mind. He quietly tiptoes past the wall. I think the list of evil he just saw was hanging on that forgotten wall of my mind, hangs so long and tall. Waving in the winds of thoughts, the things I once said to myself I cannot. He slowly reaches for them, grabs my list, and I look towards them, spin my head in his direction, see the enemy in my reflection. My brain becomes alerted. There's an enemy we haven't yet deserted. He's looking around and disorganizing, all of our thoughts demoralizing. Take a breath and breathe in slow. Take a look out the pane glass window. Look at them all below. Gotta play around with their ethos. Scream help from the small broke window. They look up from their Nintendo. He urges an innuendo, but it surges through. He wants your heart, but you want it too. God said this is what not to do, so we step back and keep our cool, drop the list and go downstairs, join lives beside all theirs. Leave the memory of that temptation, hope to have more determination. But the list sits in the dark, cold and still, the urge to always take that pill. The silence urges you onward still. He knows when he tempts, you always will. But you shoot him and he lies quite still. Temptation dead, you live on slowly, safe from something truly unholy. Leave the list, burn the room, burn the thoughts in a small dark tomb. Turn on the faucet, let the tears fall down, let the regret and pain fall to the ground. The devil rises from the ashes of your pain, stands uninjured from the shot made in vain, stands to his feet and continues to rise, lifts above your terrified cries. He reaches for the list lying beside him, the list you thought had died alongside him. He continues forward into your life, onward he marches toward your fright. You turn and run, again you feel haunted, the cottage destroyed, he's not even daunted. Running through the dark, light blazing from the fire, suddenly feels as if Satan has clipped a wire. You fall to your knees, wade in anguish and pain, for the blood to flow right out of your veins. The enemy comes closer, you turn around still. He rises over the last battle hill. Like a high-rise he marches, closer still. Quickly you shiver with an instant chill. You rise to your feet and shake off your fear. Admit defeat is something you don't hear. You grab your consciousness, prepare for battle. You kill the noise and mount the saddle. You ride toward the enemy, sword drawn high. Your enemy is yourself, your fear is lies. You slay the doubt, kill the fear in your mind. Resheath the sword for the next needed time. The devil has fled, as the Lord always said. You've won the war, dominated the fight, slayed a giant, fought through the night, said no to defeat, didn't let the enemy win. You beat temptation and said no to your sin. You walk through the rubble of a once-standing life. You look so befuddled at what caused such strife. You clean out the basement, close back the door. Sin has been conquered, can't win anymore. So, y'all can kind of let me know what you think. It's just kind of something that I'm almost experimenting with, kind of putting my thoughts into poetry. So, this one isn't perfect by no means. I've only put like 10 minutes into it so far, so it needs a lot of work. But last few days I've kind of been working on that, and so I kind of go through phases of working on like different personal activities for a few days, and then I'll go and start focusing down on business. Then I'll go and start kind of focusing down on book work and then exercise. And so I kind of go through phases of working on different things. So right now, the phase has kind of been experimenting with different ideas. So this Thursday, our grading job was accepted. But I talked to my dad, and he said he feels like it's going to be a lot bigger than what we were looking at. So we may sub it out to someone in town. I'm supposed to meet with another contractor in town who does lawn care and landscaping, and he's going to teach our crew irrigation this Thursday, so that'll be interesting. And he's also kind of going to give some advice on that, so we'll kind of see how that goes. I asked Rick today if he'd be interested in maybe doing a salary position sometime next year instead of leaving, because he was looking to go to like a mechanical engineering company, so I don't know if he'd be able to take the price cut or not, but I mean, we can try to talk to him and see. But he may start doing some marketing and things for us. But we're just growing, aiming towards 10 million, and we're gonna hit it. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.